Hey guys, Asher coming at you today from Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you here. Today we're going to talk about a really cool Undead Horde, a legendary Force Affinity Deny Reviver. It is Bloodgorged. Now, I did a video with Plarium. I think I surveyed like 13 people or 14 people on the Plarium development team, asking who, based on the use rates of champions, what they can see, who do they think is the most underrated legendary in the game? And two of them answered Bloodgorged. So, hey, let's find out what this dude is all about in today's video. First, a few shouts to you guys. We get Mitch, we get Night Terror, we have Private Red Eye. A lot of requests, actually, for Bloodgorged here. Daddy2K? Dabby, sorry. Skull Crusher himself, man. Yo, not even requesting himself. I haven't done a Skull Crusher, but he's commenting on the videos. That's an honor, man. Danny Lee looking for a Bloodgorged as well as an Einar. And, well, a few other of you guys as well. Let's keep it going here. So, shout out to all you guys who keep the champion requests coming. Let's go ahead and move into Bloodgorged. Alright guys, so as I said, Bloodgorged is an Undead Horde. He is a Force Affinity champion. He looks exactly like Nethril, doesn't he? I mean, these guys, I guess they're the one's left-handed and one's right-handed. I guess other than that, are they the exact same character design? Just a little bit different? I guess there's some differences for sure there. Anyway, it's Bloodgorged. He has like a scythe weapon here. He's pretty cool looking. Definitely fits the aesthetic of Undead Horde. Again, attack-based champions. Damage obviously scales off of attack. 19k base HP isn't too bad for an attack-based champion. Granted, he's a legendary, so I'd say it's what we can expect. 1465, a little low on the attack, but not too bad. 848, again, a little low on the defense. 98, about average, maybe slightly below average on the speed, so his base stats don't blow us away, but he's not really all about his base stats. He's all about what he does, right? As are most champions. Break defense. Attacks one enemy 2 times, has a 75% chance of placing the big version of decreased defense. Very good debuff, big version, good for bosses, just good to have in general. On the A2, Raging Beast, it's an AoE 3-turn cooldown. When booked, put one of each target's skills completely on cooldown. This is a very underrated ability on his A2. I mean, there's not that many champions out there in the game. There's a handful, maybe like 5, 6 or so, that can put target skills on cooldown. He has it. Granted, it's only one of their skills, but aside from their A1, their basic attack, their basic skill, a lot of champions out there only have one other active skill, right? So, and there'll be like so many circumstances in the middle of an arena battle or whatever, where, you know, they only have one skill available to put on cooldown. The rest will already be on cooldown. So this ability, especially as a second move in his kit, because we're going to open up with the A3, is actually really dang good. Picture it this way. Siffy the Lost Bride, she comes in with the A2, and then you kill somebody, and then you can put the revive on cooldown. Now, on this case, maybe that was a bad example because we don't care so much about revivers with Bloodgorged, but you guys get the point, right? You know, it's a cool ability to have. It's a very mini kind of warlord or Yameko ability, right? Decapitate is the highlight of his kit. It's a 4-turn cooldown, attacks one enemy. It ignores defense. It's not probably apparent to new players out there. That's 100% ignore defense. There are only maybe 4 or 5 champions in the game that have 100% ignore defense ability. It's very rare and it's exceptionally good, okay? Moreover, enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived, okay? So very strong ability here. You can one-shot a lot of enemies in the arena with this dude. Overall, like a very underrated, a very good kit, albeit maybe a bit one-dimensional, some control and a lot of damage with Deny Revival. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what hellhades.com has to say about this dude before I show you how I have him built here. So they give him, I don't know what, I still can't see the overall scores here, but you can see that it's not very glowing, right? 1 or 2 everywhere except for Doom Tower waves on floors. Dungeons, he gets a 3 in the dungeons, 2.5 in Spider. He gets a 3 in Dragon Ice Golem and Spider as well. You could use him in Ice Golem to kill minions. He's a good minion killer because obviously you're denying revival, especially with the Ice Golem where every time he attacks you after he revives, he's going to be ignoring defense. So it's nice to have them out of the equation. That being said, though, I don't think he's like like an elite S tier Ice Golem champion, but good for progression. Eternal Dragon, he gets a 3.5. Everywhere else, not much. He gets a godlike damage rating, a legendary decreased defense, and a legendary crowd control. I would agree with that. Again, that decreased defense is very nice in areas like the Eternal Dragon, where, you know, you might have an ally attack team, right? And he's a good member of that team, obviously helping out with a decreased defense. Arena rolls, a 4, excuse me. I don't know. I wouldn't give him a 5. He's not like the best arena champion in the world, but I might give him a 4.5. He's very, very underrated in the arena. His multiplier is a 2.2 on his A1, which is very, very, very good. It's a godlike damage rating because it's a 2-time hitter. It's a 4.4, quick math. And then we have an AoE 4 on the A2, which is pretty solid. And then we have a 3.6 on the A3, which is actually low, but we're ignoring 100% of defense and denying their revival, so it's still going to be insane damage. That's why sometimes, depending on how much defense you're ignoring, you know, take that into consideration when you're looking at multipliers in this game with any champion, right? He has no aura. He has no passives. He's a pretty basic champ. Let's go ahead and see how I have him built out today. I think the way, in terms of the build that I'm using, I think it's more about what I'm not using versus what I am using. And that will become intuitive in just a second. Recently used, what did I recently use all those champions? Oh, Tag Team Arena. I was like, what did I do? All right. So here he is in a perception, a cruel, and a crit rate. So crit rate, I just had the gear lying around. I don't even need the extra crit rate clearly here. I built him from scratch for today's video. Cruel is fine on this champion. I do not like Savage, and I do not like Lethal on this champion. Can he benefit from Savage and Lethal on his A1 and his A2? Absolutely. Ignoring defense, it's great, you know, for his A2 ability. However, I think the best way to build him is in cruel gear or crit damage gear. Cruel, crit damage, or perception. The reason I like those 3 sets is probably pretty intuitive. The perception is going to give him accuracy and speed. We want accuracy on the A2 and the A1. On the cruel, we want the attack. Attack and crit damage are going to take massive priorities on this champion versus ignore defense. He already has 100% ignore defense. You can't ignore, newsflash, you can't ignore any defense above and beyond 100%, okay? So you do not need Helm Smasher, you do not need Savage, you do not need Lethal on the A3, okay? It's not going to benefit it in any way, okay? You're already ignoring all the defense. That being said, you can benefit from the A2, which is why I don't mind Cruel Gear on this champion. Now, again, it's not bad to put him in Savage or Lethal. It's fine on the A2. It will certainly help get more damage out of that. However, you know, we only have so much good Lethal and Savage gear on our accounts, so he's a champion that you can get by not using it. Save it for someone who you really do need the ignore defense, right? That being said, stat priorities are going to be crit rate to 100%, crit damage, attack. That's basically it. Fast enough to fit in whatever team you're using him on. Attack is going to be on the banner. Again, you can go accuracy if you want to, but I think that the reason you're using Bloodgorged isn't necessarily that A2, because you're not even going to be opening up with it in most scenarios, you know? The only reason you'd be opening up with the A2 is if they have UDK on the team, which is probably going to be the case a lot, actually, right? Because in that case, you do want to open up with the A2 and just put their skills on cooldown, or skill on cooldown. Anyway, attack on the banner. I'm actually talking myself into, with all the UDK around, maybe just going accuracy, so at least we can land at a dependable rate. Do I have anything, like, good built right now? Not really. Man, accuracy banners. My good ones, they're always being used, I feel like, right? All right, I digress. We'll keep attack on him, but you could definitely make the case. Just grab the extra accuracy there, Ash, you know? Crit damage on the amulet is going to be the go-to, and attack on the ring. Crit damage on the gauntlets, obviously. Attack percentage on the chest, and speed on the boots. Now, you could try a very slow build, Bloodgorged, or you could try to get speed in the substats as much as you possibly can and throw attack percentage on the boots. You could even put them in Stone Skin. I've seen Stone Skin Bloodgorged who are very slow, but it's okay because they're not going to die. You can put him on a go second team. He's tough to kill, and then he just decapitates literally, that's the name of the skill, he denies revival to their NUKER, and then they're basically neutralized, right? So depending on the team you're going against, that's another strategy you can employ in terms of an artifact build on this champion. I have Soul Reap as a blessing on him. Again, to me, he's an arena, faction war, Doom Tower, kind of wave control damage dealer type champion. So I think the Soul Reap is the way to go. I actually think I'm a big fan of Soul Reap. At least you get the attack. Target HP threshold is very low at 1 or 2 star at 4%, but I still like it personally. What else would you guys go with on this dude? I think the first, we don't care about the first. We definitely do not want Crushing Rend, right? Because ignoring your percentage target's defense, again, our first hit is going to be in the round is going to be the A3 in a lot of scenarios. I wouldn't go that route. I think a Soul Reap is the way to go. All right. Masteries, for the same reason that we don't need Savage and Lethal, I didn't go with Helm Smasher. Of course, Helm Smasher is totally fine, again, A1, A2, but I did go with Flawless Execution to get even more crit damage out of that A3, because I want to make sure that I'm killing everybody in one shot with that A3. It's a 4-turn cooldown. I want to get the job done, right? So other than that, I picked up the Accuracy Masteries. I came down here, Shield Breaker. You may note that I don't need Deadly Precision because I have enough. I'm over the cap on crit rate anyway, so I don't want to pay the 150 gems that I would have to, but I would go with Blade Disciple instead. Shield Breaker is going to be the way to go. Definitely pick up Ruthless Ambush. Definitely pick up Bring It Down. So the most important are going to be Ruthless Ambush, Bring It Down, and Cycle of Violence. Those I would definitely go with, and then it's up to you if you want to go with Flawless Execution or Helm Smasher. I don't pick a lot of champions in Flawless Execution. He would be the exception to the rule, generally speaking. All right, guys, that's the build. Let's go ahead and try them out. Where else? Actually, you know what? I was looking earlier. We actually have... it feels weird to go back to the 3 crypt days. I got a lot of work to do in the next 3 hours here. I'm going to go ahead. This is the squad. We got Bad Alcazar as kind of a support. We get Vlad the Nightborn. We have Seeker in there for increased attack. And we have the Man, the Myth, the Legend, and Vogoth. So that was the A2 there. He put their skills on cooldown, and he did quite a bit of damage there, you know? He opens up with his A2 on auto. He goes in there, block revive, 135k. Not too shabby. He's definitely good at dealing damage, guys. That's his A1, so 40 times 2. Not too bad on the A1 as well. I'm trying to get some comps here from Vlad, you know. Even though they're quite different champions, but, you know. All right, so around 10, 15k on the AoE. Around 15k on our AoE on the A2. Similar boat, I guess. I'll come back to you guys when we get to the red boss. All right, guys, here we go with the red boss. Let's see what we can do here. So going in with the A1, starting things out. I didn't look at his total. Did I look at his total stats? I think I did. I forgot. Either way, CC there, unfortunately. We're going to go in. Now he has his increased attack. Obviously, try to bring in an increased attack champion to set up any attack-based nuker, but specifically one that you want to deny revival and take out either their reviver or their nuker. I like to take out the nuker. Why not, right? Especially in like live arena areas like that. Neutralize their, especially if they only have 1 damage dealer on their team and you can take them out and deny revival, it's basically game over, right? Just a matter of time. So that's the way that I prefer to go. Obviously, they're going to be the squishiest target more often than not, too, so that works out. So Bloodgorged, obviously, outdealing everybody on the squad. Even Bad L, Vlad as well. So very, very competent damage dealer. We already know this. Let's go ahead and jump into the arena where this dude really shines. So I'm just going to go ahead and put him on. I don't want to have a speed battle right now. Well, who really? Yeah, let's just do it. Who cares? All right, so let's put him on this squad. It's a very typical, you know, go first team. Arbiter, Kymar, a debuffer in there to set him up as well. There he is right in front of my face. Oh, we do have him +2 empowered as well. I didn't even notice that. Here we go. Okay. Increase attack setup. Speed boosted. We CC the enemy team. We're going to go ahead and debuff them. So now, I mean, they have 2 nukers on their team. In this situation, and they have a warlord who's really annoying, but I can't have Stultus Dragonbane kill me, and we don't care about their reviver, so we're gonna take him out first. Boom, 147,000 damage, and now he's out of the equation. Now we only have to worry about one nuker, and the beautiful thing about Prince Kymar is we can reset the decapitate, and we can choose who else we want to take out. So, no we can't. But I can take out Turvold anyway. That's the A1. I mean, that is some damage on that A1. I mean, granted, it's against a squishy unit, but that was one hit. All right, so unfortunately dealing with Warlord, putting our skills on cooldown, we weren't able to be fast enough to outpace him there, but already only one turn left here. Let's take out the Reviver, and that's that. But you guys can see already, if you're lucky enough to have a Prince Kymar or a reset champion, getting 2 decapitates back-to-back is a very, very attractive proposal to be using this champion, right? You can see why the developers really had a fondness of this dude. Now, I wouldn't necessarily go into a bunch of Helicath or UDK teams. I mean, you can. They're just going to take a while, right? Because you are... Let me rephrase. Let me get some better matchups. I like going against Force Affinity teams. Magic Affinity teams obviously would be the best. Here's a Magic Affinity team. Another Go First team. Let's try it as A2 as a damage check, and then we'll go against a tankier option as well. So we do Go First again here. We're going to go ahead and come in so you see the enemy team again. And now on this team, it's perfect. We can go right for Trunda, Magic Affinity, 166k, block Reviver. Oh, it's cute. You got a Siphi and a Madame Ceres and an Arbiter. You can't do anything to me at this point, right? Now, he might auto into his A2. He does. So one skill on cooldown for everybody. But I would rather have him decapitate again back-to-back there, you know? Because we don't care. I mean... they can do anything. Both of these champions can do whatever, or all 3 of these champions can do whatever they want. The battle is not winnable anymore. They don't have a nuker anymore. That's the beauty of a Deny Reviver. Listen, Deny Revivers might not be super meta, any of them. Anithui, Blood Twin, Constantine the Dayborn. Morton Macabre, I guess, is meta. Bloodgorged. They might not be the most meta champions in the game, but they always have to be accounted for, and they have to be respected. You know, if you don't respect and you don't account for, you don't ban or whatever in live arena, a Deny Reviver, you're going to get smoked, man. You're going to get smoked because they decapitate, literally, again, that's the name of the skill, right? They decapitate your damage and your toast. All right. Let's, I mean, this is kind of boring because they're just kind of controlling. Siphi's just going to continue putting him to sleep, which is annoying. Hopefully we can get in there. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's finish off Madame Ceres. Let's go against a tanky team here before I let you guys go. I have a family dinner tonight, so I'm going to be heading out right after this. Maybe I will do my million Faction Wars attacks as well. All right, so let's go. Let's go against, obviously, like, this would be a great team to go against, but we're not going to go. This would be an interesting one, but it might take a while. Oh, look, I don't, you know, you don't go against too many mythical champions nowadays, right? I guess to be honest with you guys, though, like, you're seeing why one of the biggest knocks against this champion. Let's go against this team here. And this is one of the biggest knocks against him right now, is all the UDK and the Sun Wukong, right? UDK, Sun Wukong, it's tough, right? It's tough because now we're going against Stone Skin. Hopefully we can remove it here, and we don't. Let's go A2, put some stuff on cooldown. That A2 smacks, man. We killed Sun Wukong, which doesn't really matter. It's Sun Wukong. But let's just AO. I don't know. Are we going to be able to kill Siphi there? We do kill Siphi. Okay, okay. Okay, now we got to deal with a Rhodos. Can we remove this, please? Oh, man. All right, nothing to do but that. So, hey, you know what? Sun Wukong maybe is not that big of a deal. Obviously, we counter Sun Wukong with a Deny Revival. Some of you might be like, what are you talking about, Ash? But the problem is he's a Spirit Affinity, excuse me. So, you know, but all it takes is one pop. Problem is, you got to get him. Let's go ahead and take Rhodos out. 2-time hitter, so he can get around UDK that way, right? Hey, we're gonna win this one. But that's the knock. That's the reason he's not more utilized, honestly, right? Is because UDK is going to soak up that decapitate. It's going to take a while to get rid of him, especially if you have bad luck like me. What, 3 denials in a row on the stone skin removal? But I mean, he can definitely hold his own here against Sun Wukong. There's no doubt about that. Now we lost our reviver. I got to be really careful here. I put it on auto. Didn't even notice that poor Arbiter was dead. Let's go. Okay. I mean. Okay, good. He gets in there, puts a oh no! Dude, what happened, man? I wasn't even paying attention. What happened? What happened there? How did we lose Arbiter? Who killed Arbiter, guys? Now it's probably one of those never-ending battles. Actually, they'll just beat me. They'll just beat me. Well, that was unfortunate, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed this guide on Bloodgorged nonetheless. Very fun champion, albeit can present, the meta right now can present its challenges. But again, as I said, he's a nice sneak attack in live arena because, again, you always have to respect that A3. One-shot anybody, provided they're not under stone skin. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.